Greeting fellow modelers, welcome to episode 3 of our Halinski SBD-3 Dauntless. So let's get into dealing with the directional finder. So as we continue here, we're cutting out the parts for the direction finder, and care must be taken when doing this. Again, like I said in the first 2 episodes, I will mainly show parts going together, not necessarily cut out, so that you can see how it's done. But every little bit really bring this thing together. So this is a tray for the directional finder, and once we slot it in position using our tweezer to gently just let it go in, the accuracy of these Halinski kit is phenomenal. And of course, as usual, we spend the time to paint the edges and just some cotton swab to rub it out so it looks clean, very decent. Now we put in the radiator gear on either side, and once they're in and we check the careful alignment, we're going to paint the edges for these two. Great, and that looks really nice. So just leaving that to get dried on concrete and go towards the pilot's instrument panel area. So the reinforcement used for this is really insane yet beautiful. Here now we're putting the, I would say, instrument panel cover as well as the handhold being cut out, painting the edges as usual. Literally, if there's anything I would advise when doing this kit, is to pay careful attention to how you cut, because it's very accurate, down literally to the millimeter. Nice how you see the kit decorating tool work to produce that compound curve for that instrument panel area. Instrument panel cover in, we paint the edges, and then we can install this. Nice. And you see how it just dovetails nicely over the instrument panel area. Just slight nudges and it works. So let's put in our 250 cal machine gun. I think it's 50 cal, not 30. I could be corrected. Now here you see I'm putting the handle, the charging handle on both sides. The base down on either side, and then onto it will rest the machine gun. Now instead of cutting and rolling those tightly, I just cut a 1 millimeter diameter wire, solder wire, and that's what I put at the base. It's just as effective and look just as good. Then we can mount both in place. Nice. Carefully check the alignment just to make sure everything fits nicely. And now we're painting the base. This is for the telescopic sight. So this is the base, the mount for the telescopic sight that we're just going to fit in from get-go. Making sure everything is straight and aligned properly, mount in place, and once dried, make sure to paint up properly. Now these here, I'm painting the underside. These are the window latches on either side, and they're very small, but as you can see, very necessary. By now you'll notice that I put the diagram either on the left, upper left or upper right of what is being built, so you can follow along the instructions on these Halinski kit. And now we just mount on the inside. Check that it's properly aligned, that it's level, and we leave to dry. Once dry, we can then paint it. But pretty much that's it. So now for the seat, this is also now a highlight of your kit. I really enjoy how this kit comes together. Just the basic, all the basic knowledge that we made from building our Fiddler's Green kit, our Scissor and Plane kit, the Marek, the oil lick. We now apply everything that we learned to our Halinski. You'll find that it's just a natural outcome. And since we've gotten into the habit of always remembering to paint the edge, you'll find like by the time it becomes second nature, you build pretty decent solid models. And here we go now, putting in the inside of the seat. And everything, just get into the habit, paint the edges. Using our toothpick to roll. And now we can slide into position. Nice. I love how this come together. So for the seat belt, we're going to not just make it flat, lying down. We're going to add our own little 3D effect, for lack of a better term. So what we're doing with the seat belt is building it in such a way that it compound curved and be wavy and everything, so it look like it's an active use aircraft, so it's not straight. And you notice how I am putting in the separate straps for the seatbelt in, and I curve them up and just leave them all over the place like that, attached, so it look like it's being used. We check carefully the position and we just put in place. Nice. Now the shoulder strap we'll put in at a much later date, but pretty much that's it. So now let's go to the what I call a crash bar. In case the plane flips over, that's a crash bar. Along with the armor, that's a pilot headrest. So I think there is about 20 parts that make it up. And here you see them slowly going together. And again, this is a long-term project. Like for me, if you're going to do this, I am looking on it being 6 months to a year to build one of these kits. But at the end of the day, it's going to really be nice. So now we paint the edges for the armor plate. And we put in position. Just love again how everything just slots in very nicely. Now the rear part, we'll paint the edges, and then after we do that, they do have inner structural work too. I notice now this here is a 1.2 millimeter diameter wire I've cut to take the length. This is now going to be what the armored headrest will go through, so that's what I'm putting in position. Here now we're doing the sides for the armor plate. I think it's 62H, so make sure both sides are in. Nice. Put in the other part for that bar that stretch through that holds the headrest. Now that all of that is in, now we can put the face that's on the opposite end. And you notice the metal that bends back, we're putting in the structure for it and then lock it down. This kit is so detailed at 1/32 scale that I can easily see this going to 1/16 scale, and you have so much more detail. And here now it's a top for the roll cage that's on top. Forgive me trying to focus and refocus, but now that's on. Putting these compound things, and now we can mount it in place. After careful mounting, we check the alignment carefully, and pretty much that's it. Spend the time now to paint and put put in our headrests and paint the edges and make sure that everything goes together quite nicely and lock it up. And just like that, we have our armor and roll cage. Now let's put in the directional finder antenna. I use 1mm solder wire and I rolled it around a paintbrush, and that's how I managed to put it in, and it worked. It worked quite nice. Now let's get to the detail. This is now where the headrest will be. It is really tiny. I'm trying to zoom in, but it's really tiny. Those are the two side handles that will hold now the brace for your harness, shoulder harness. And you notice I'm taking the time using 4mm diameter wire, and then I'm trying to put the harness on first, then we put the restraint on and lock in place, just like that. It's really a beautiful thing when it works, and I really like how it came out. And of course, again, we're putting in the straps in such a way that it looks like it's alive. And then here now we put in our machine gun storage rack, and now we can paint the edges for that, and that looks pretty decent. Look at that. So I love how this look, and I said, you know what, let's just accentuate the panel, the instrument panels and everything. So I did some research, made copies of what the instrument panels look like, the radio gear, and then I accentuate it, and then these now I glue over the original so that it really pops when it is enclosed. So that will be it for this episode. Thank you so much, my Patreon members who make this possible, and to you, my valued viewers. See you again soon as we continue this highly detailed build of our SBD Dauntless. One love.